Hello and welcome to the Dad and Buried podcast, episode 39. The topic is Halloween.
What an amazing topic.
It is a good topic. It's timely too. You didn't know that Halloween is next week?
Is it really?
Yeah, it's a week from today.
No
if you're listening
idea.
to this on Thursday, it's a week from today. My name is Mike. I am sometimes in character and in costume. Get it?
Nope.
As Dad and Buried on Instagram. I have, some people check me out on Instagram sometimes. Nothing to brag about.
Yeah.
A lot of people have.
There's literally nothing to brag about.
That's good point. Literally. It's actually kind of sad that I talk about it as much as I do.
Yep.
I have a blog and various other social media
That hasn't fared well.
platforms.
That hasn't fared well.
The blog has been suffering.
You know why? Because all of media as a whole, as an ecosystem, is really collapsing in and of it on itself.
This is true. I like how you threw ecosystem in there so people know off the bat that you're pretentious.
Yeah. No, I'm a huge brick.
I am also a huge brick, and I spend most of my time talking shit about my kids, who I do happen to love. They're just annoying, as almost everybody who's listening to this would either agree or deny, but actually really think deep in their heart of hearts their kids are annoying.
First of all, if you're listening to this, sit down, relax.
Yep. Have it. Grab a glass of Merlot.
Yeah,
perhaps.
Or I mean, is that what you want to do? The most?
No, I don't drink Merlot.
Wine.
Well, look,
that's the
okay.
thing?
You know what?
Okay.
Sideways came out, and all of a sudden it was fashionable to trash Merlot. Most of these people don't even know the difference.
I think everybody,
including
does.
myself. I like a good Tempranillo or a
Okay.
Malbec, a little spice to it.
That's hot. That's really hot.
It is
but
hot.
this is your chance. There's plenty of parenting advice out there that's great, and don't worry about the police sirens in the back. We're fine. We're everything's fine here.
For now.
But this is your chance to just scream into a fucking void.
Listen to some parents who are worse than you.
Yeah,
right?
and be like, you know what? And just feel a little bit better about yourself.
And you know what? I don't cater to women. I'm happy for all the moms and the women that are listening.
You know what,
But I
though?
don't cater to women. I am myself. I don't cater to anybody.
Excuse me. You make a mean pig in the blanket, and you've done it for a
You know what?
number
Look,
of people.
You know what? Just
and it's
because when
absolutely
you got it, flaunt it.
You know what?
That's all I'm
And
saying
you
about
don't
the pigs in a
have
blanket.
either.
You know what?
You
That's
haven't-
mean.
you've
You're
neither-
trying to be nice. It's us against the audience.
No,
It's not us against each other.
You know what? It's me against the world.
It is true.
I know.
You really do have a very
Yeah.
confrontational personality.
Well, I'm Pete. Maybe I should introduce myself, Mike.
Yeah, I don't think you
Is
have
there-
to. They're here
is
for
there
me.
an-
Let's be honest.
Okay.
They actually
There's
do
no
like
window.
they do like
There's
the
no
ban-
window for
they
me.
They do like the banter. Look,
There's no window for me.
I don't need to monologue all night. Let's hear what you got,
All right.
Pete.
This is me. I'm Pete, and I'm into neoprimogenitor.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah. So
No one does. If you didn't know already, I'm sure you did because he said ecosystem. He's a pretentious asshole.
What's the pretentious about primogenitor?
What's pretentious? It's pretentious, okay?
You know what? Just because I can't speak and I'm on a podcast, who gives a shit? Okay?
What does neo-primogenitor mean?
Well, it's new primogenitor, which is the feudal system of giving everything to your firstborn son.
All right, tonight we'll be talking about Halloween.
But guys, it's neo, so that means that instead of
If
giving
it doesn't have to
everything,
do with the Matrix, I don't want to hear it.
instead of giving everything to my firstborn fucking son, I'll give anything to the first person who does what they're told.
Anybody.
Anybody.
Or,
Brush
that
your teeth.
There
Guess
are
what?
Twitter accounts.
Not gonna happen.
There are Twitter accounts
so far,
that
my
say,
kids, it's not gonna happen.
there are Twitter accounts that will occasionally pop up and they'll go, hey, I'm giving $5,000 to a random person who retweets this. You have to be following me, right? And you feel like such a sucker if you do it. But then you're like, hey, you know what? I could use $5,000.
What? I don't understand. That's not the same thing.
It's
as
exactly the same as your stupid
No, it's not.
neo-primogenitor. What is this, like first Prima Nocte from Braveheart?
You know what?
Is it like that?
No, it's not.
I hope
because
not.
primo nocte has nothing to do with primogenitor, which is
They sound similar.
a
They both
wonderful
got primo
feudal
in it.
system where it's just easy.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Here's what's easy about it. My firstborn son, everything goes to you. I don't have to worry about it. Done.
You know what?
And now, instead, in the modern time, whoever brushes their teeth first without me having to ask on first ask, they get everything.
Sometimes-
Guess what? It's never going to happen.
Sometimes
no one's going to brush their
listeners
fucking
comment
teeth.
and they say you were too hard on Pete, and then I'm gonna say go to episode 39 and listen to the intro, and you tell
Scrub
me
through.
if I'm too hard on Pete. I will give you the timestamp. This
God damn
neo
it.
primogenitor bullshit.
Yeah.
Anyway, look, if you do listen, thank you very much. If you comment, we really appreciate it.
God, we
if you're
absolutely love it.
If you're a patron who happens to give us a little bit of money to keep us doing this, we love you very, very much.
my
We
God.
love you more than the other people. It's just a fact.
I mean, that's
if you have rated us and
obviously.
rated us and or reviewed us, really what we need are ratings.
Ratings would be.
We hit 100 ratings 2 weeks ago, which is why last week was our much
Anti-vax.
ballyhooed controversial topic, which we covered anti-vaccinations.
Yep.
When we hit, we're going to say 200 or
Yeah,
150?
yeah.
We're going to say 200.
200.
When we hit 200 ratings, we'll do another stunt
Yeah.
for sweeps.
Yeah.
Another stunt episode.
For
We
whatever
don't know what that will be yet.
equivalent
If you
is,
have
yeah,
any
exactly.
suggestions, we'll see. Maybe we'll do Prima Nocte on air.
You know what? This time we'll be pro vaccines.
Yeah, we'll just flip it. We were pro-vaccines.
I know you wanker.
You jerk.
God damn
Anyway,
you.
we do want to thank the people who are our patrons so far.
Yes.
We have a handful of them on the single dad tier. Chris Coleman, Miriam, MS Babayan. Check your kids at the door. Check out his Instagram account, M. Cedeno, 1980. Thank you for changing your name. The dad bod tier, Barbara Geiger, Morning Glow, Jacques Govar.
Thank you, Jacques.
I think
Welcome
his
to the
social
family.
security number is 24601. That's
it would be hard.
Jean Valjean, not Jacques Gover. And it's
And-
not social security number, it's his prison number. 24601. You know, I know like all the lyrics to Les Mis. Should
And-
I start at the beginning, or
And
do you want me to
know how
one
much
day more?
I hate the fact that you know all the lyrics. And by the way, first of all, our friend Jacques, our new member
Jacques.
of our family, is from Germany, just like
Look
Barbara
down.
Geigs.
Yeah, that's
Just like
another
Geigs. So,
German.
international.
We're huge in Germany. Is
We
the
are
weirdest thing.
so fucking big in Germany.
The father figure tiers, my old friend Julie McCarthy, Joseph Diachason, a.k.a.
Sarge.
The Collector. We call him Sarge around these parts. Paula Polsky, the world's greatest CFL fan, and Jennifer Wynn. The world's greatest dad tier, Mary Williams. The My New Dad tier, Sarah Desiree Kissling. We're not going to sing it this time. And Monica. Last week when I was talking about Monica, I said, is she related to Monica from Friends? Which is obviously nonsense.
Right.
And then I made the mistake of calling her Monica Ross, like that was her last name, which is
No,
actually
Ross is
her brother's
her brother.
first name. It's Monica Geller.
Yep.
I apologize for bringing that douchebag Ross's name into this.
Why do you have to go douchebag?
People
on
hate
that?
Ross. He's the most hated character on the show.
Was he?
I
don't
think
know.
Monica might be the worst character.
You just.
Sorry, I
You
mean, no
just
offense to
zig
Monica.
and zag.
I do. You know what? I've
I
got
don't
some
know.
unconventional
You-
opinions
You might also have some sort of Alzheimer's, early Alzheimer's happening.
because I'm forgetting things.
No, because
I think
you're-
I remember
you're
too
just-
much.
That's well. Yeah, I'm certainly remembering way too much right now.
Yeah, well, later we'll talk about the
No,
lyrics I
that's
remember from Les Mis.
Okay.
Yeah, then you'll be up Schitt's Creek.
I don't know.
Master of the
Oh my
house.
god! Fuck off! I don't know why I said that.
You fucking know it.
I'm a stupid
All right, so
idiot.
yeah, we appreciate all the support you can give us, whether it's through comments or through sending us some dough through Patreon.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Keep it
Thank
up. We really need all your
We
ratings.
absolutely
Even
do.
if you only listen to this intro and then Pete's nonsense turns you off,
Yep.
just go give us a 5-star rating and then we'll never talk
Just
about you.
don't-
You never have to listen to us again.
don't worry
We
about
don't care. We want to get to 200. When we do 200, I'm going to sing the entirety of Les Mis. That will be the entire episode.
That should be the whole episode.
And then a couple of weeks after that, I'll do Hamilton.
You'll get
'cause
arrested.
I know that one too. for some
yeah,
reason.
you should be arrested for that.
So you can check out all those links on my Instagram bio. My Instagram name is Dad and Buried. Pete's Instagram name is I don't have an Instagram because I'm a fucking piece of shit.
Nope.
It would
because
really
you know
help
what?
our following if I had
Who
a fucking
needs-
social presence.
Who
but
needs
instead,
Russian
fuck
bots
people.
to fucking ruin
you and your Russian
life?
bots joke. You know what?
Is it a joke?
No, we'll see who wins the election
Tonight
in
at
2020.
10. My
Twin.
God,
Yeah,
what
you
is
know
wrong
Guess
with
what?
me?
Your tongue is rebelling against your nonsense neo-primogenitor bullshit. Anyway, we're
Yes,
coming
it
back
is.
to talk about Halloween. Hopefully this Halloween, Pete will dress up as somebody who's not such a huge piece of shit.
Not
I'm
gonna
sorry.
happen. Right after this.
All right, we're going to get into Halloween tonight, all right? And now a lot of people, especially when they're kids, Halloween is their favorite holiday. I guess Christmas, where you get gifts.
Yeah.
Should we talk about Christmas
You
instead
think
tonight? Well, look, if you're listening to this on
Topic
Thursday,
switch.
Halloween is a week from now. If you're listening to this shortly after it's recorded, Halloween is even closer because that's how time works.
But if you're in the United States, you care much more than if you're listening and you're not. In the
yeah,
United
well,
States.
there's a comment about that where Little Charmer 80, who's one of our listeners from England, I think Nottingham, says that Halloween
it's not
wasn't
even
really a thing until the last couple of years. It started
Oh,
to
is
be a
it starting
thing.
to grow?
I guess
Okay.
Big Chocolate got their hooks into England.
Classic
Um,
Cadbury's.
So Halloween is, I can't say I was huge into it like during my single years. Like as a kid I was, and then skipped, right? And then when I met my wife, Mom and Barry, check her out on Instagram. She is huge into it. I wore a bunch of costumes for Halloween parties and shit with her. And then when we had kids, because I'm a good dad and I want them to have fun, and I don't want to be the guy on the sidelines who just watches and doesn't do shit and doesn't participate.
Much better.
I've joined in on a lot of, and it's just kind of unlike me.
Yeah. Okay.
I wrote a whole Instagram post earlier this week. It was actually today, but if you're listening to this, it was earlier this week where I shared a bunch of the photos of the group costumes I've been a part of since I've had kids. And I wrote about how I'm not a joiner, not into that kind of shit. But for my kids and for my wife, I have gotten dressed up in these group costumes where I've been Clark Kent, which is really easy. You wear a suit with a Superman shirt under it, and glasses. I've been Professor Snape with a wig.
Can I just ask a question?
Yeah.
When you say you've gotten into it, is it the kind of you where your wife is like, "Hey, you should get into this right now, and do it really quickly"?
It is,
and you're Snape now.
No, well, it's sort of. Look,
this is what your
been like.
It's
been decided what the group is going to be, like what the theme is going to be, and
then
I'll be like, sort of. I'll be like, I'm not doing that. And then one year I was like, I definitely don't want to be Fred from Scooby-Doo, and that year I was Fred from Scooby-Doo, where I wore a yellow wig. Yeah. I was kind of curious to see what I would look like with a yellow wig. Newsflash, not good. I was also really fat.
You're like tired. You're tired of being Harlequin every single.
What's her name?
Sexy Harlequin.
No.
Margot Robbie.
Yeah. What's her name?
Harlequin.
No, that's not her. Harley Quinn. It's not Harlequin.
Okay,
that's
well,
the
fine,
word.
whatever.
Her name is Harley Quinn. God damn it.
Do you know Harley Quinn was a character that was made up in Days of Our Lives? For the cartoon?
No.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. It started at Days of Our Lives,
I don't believe this.
then it became a character.
It was the Batman cartoon.
The person who acted in Days of Our Lives was the same voice actor who started Harley Quinn.
Sandy Dennis, who also was Peter Pan on Broadway, and then the Valery's Family. I made a lot of that up.
Yep, you did.
Confused a whole bunch of people.
You know what? You confused
conflated
me.
things. Anyway, non-primogenitor.
Yeah.
Prima non-genitor.
Neo.
Fuck.
Neo,
that's right.
Neo.
Shut up,
modern.
Pete. Anyway,
whoever brushes their teeth on the first ass gets everything.
So I was Fred from Scooby-Doo. I was fucking...
Okay.
I was Elliot from E.T. last year, where I wear the hoodie, and my toddler was E.T., and I had like a crate, like I was riding a bike, and he was sitting in the crate.
How did you...
My wife made some fucking thing where the crate was connected to handlebars, and then when you just see me standing up in it, people think I look like Dick in a Box, like Justin Timberlake, because there's a crate attached to my crotch, which guess what? Yeah. It works both ways.
Don't worry about that.
Very convincing Dick in a Box.
Yeah.
Don't worry. You love saying don't worry about the sirens. People know it's not for us.
Are you sure?
Anyway, look, I'm a good dad. I get involved, and I do stuff even though I don't like to do it because it makes my kids happy. You, on the other hand,
also
refuse to participate. Is this not correct?
Well, yes, it is, Your Honor.
You are now on the stand. Exactly. Is it true that you refuse to participate in Halloween?
Yeah. I do. I don't like.
Halloween.
I do not like Halloween.
Sam,
okay, Your Honor. God damn you.
You don't like it at all? Or you don't like dressing up? You don't
I
like
it for my kids.
You don't like
I love
joy?
it for my kids.
But you don't... Do you walk around with them?
Why do I have to dress up?
So they're in costume and you walk around them not dressed up?
Yeah. Be whatever you want to be. That's great. Why do I have to put a fucking box on my head and draw a character?
You don't have to do anything.
Yeah, I fucking do.
Do you want your kids to smile and to have a good time? Society makes you. They put you in a box.
Here's the thing. Here's my big
thing.
All right. So I have a mortgage, and I have a lot of responsibilities.
We know you own a house.
I have a lot of shit going on.
We all do.
Well, here's the problem. If you make a half shitty costume, that's worse.
Maybe put in a little more effort.
Yeah,
I don't have time.
I don't have the fucking time to do it.
It's called fucking get a sewing machine.
How about
and put your back into it, Martha?
Get a fucking easier life, guy.
By ditching it out and making your kids cry inside because their dad doesn't participate.
Hold on. Okay, can I just say, did your parents dress up?
No, you know
what?
No,
they didn't.
We talked about previous generations and why we're better.
Man. You're a stupid man.
Stupid man. You nailed it.
You're just a grown baby.
So you don't like to dress up. I don't like to dress up. But guess who dresses up?
You wear cartoon T-shirts all the time. Superhero T-shirts.
Name 3.
Aquaman.
That's one. First of all,
Captain America.
The conflation of cartoon and superhero is part of the problem. Guess what? It's the fucking biggest money-making entity in the world.
Okay, great. Congratulations, Disney, on your corporate goals for 2019 and 20. What is your point? Why do I have to dress up as a goddamn
you don't have
grown-up?
to. No one's forcing you
No,
to.
you know what? You are.
You're telling me your kids wouldn't enjoy
Everybody
it.
is.
Your
This
kids
whole
would
goddamn scene is. That's the
out
whole
of order.
point.
Your kids would enjoy it if you fucking loosened up a
You know
little
what?
bit.
Of course,
Stopped quoting Latin around the house.
I'm too late. This feudal system's not going to operate itself. God damn it! That hay isn't going to pile itself up.
There's no hay in your apartment in Brooklyn.
There's a little bit. So look, this is my main issue, which is I have dressed up. I dress up all the time.
Name 3 costumes.
I was
Aquaman?
No, I was a bodyguard last year for my daughter, who was a famous person. I don't know who.
Who was she? She was
I don't
just.
know.
She just went as
But you know what?
famous person.
I got from work.
You had a fake earphone.
I know. I got an earpiece. Yeah, that's pretty good. Don't worry about it.
See, you even enjoy talking about it.
The point
Me
is
thinks
I
you don't
hap-
protest too much.
The point is I happen to be able to pull that one off because I'm extremely good when I put my mind to it. But I don't want to put my goddamn mind to it. I want these kids to go whatever they want to do is they should do, and I'm gonna be there in full support. I'm just not gonna get into a costume because
But that's
it's just
not
too
full
much
support.
effort.
You're walking around.
You-
You're like me
hold on a
apple
second.
picking, where you're
All right.
grumped out and
Yeah,
you're
well,
fucking
first of all-
being a dick in the background.
8 minutes into apple picking, and you're like, okay, yeah, I got this.
Yeah, we're
apple
done.
I got
Yeah,
it. I got it.
I know.
So
We
let's
agree.
see. All these
We
trees have
agree
apples
on
on
apple
it.
picking.
Okay, great. And we can pick them. Got it.
This
Okay,
is
so
the
I just
loudest you've ever been on the podcast.
I filled my bag with apples. Okay, cool. Now, how many times do I have to do this? 4 more
Look,
bags?
we're gonna do a whole apple
Great.
picking sucks shit
I don't
podcast.
want- I don't
that
wanna
might
do
be
that.
next week because it's garbage.
The point being, it's the same as apple picking. I show up. My kids are into it. I'm not going to tell them. It's not like I'm like going around being like, hey, don't dress up. Don't go trick-or-treating. Here's all I'm saying. Leave me. I'll stand over here. Like in the background, I'll let you go trick-or-treating and get candy. Why
Right.
the fuck
I'm
do
just
I
saying,
have to dress
I'm just
up?
saying, when the pictures go around of our childhood, my
wrong
kids'
with
childhood
everybody?
memories, I'm not in the background, not dressed up, frowning. I'm fucking front and center, dressed as Fred from Scooby Doo. My nipples are popping. I got an ascot on.
Yes,
There's a
cut
picture,
out.
There's a picture of
Yeah,
me
yeah.
where my nipples. I made
Wha-
sure not to share that one on my Instagram.
Okay,
post
so let me
because
ask-
it made me uncomfortable.
Let me put it-
Nate, it would make you even more uncomfortable. I look good in that blonde wig, though. I do not.
Let me put it this way: your parents did not dress up. Do you feel like less?
Yes, I do.
You feel lesser. You just wanted mom.
I feel like
and
my
mommy
parents
and
didn't love
daddy.
me.
Yeah. Well, that was for
Look,
many
my
different
parents
reasons.
both told me we don't love you, but I just also because they
It just
didn't
so
dress up.
happened to be on Halloween every year. Hey,
So
Mike.
look, ABC Mommy, who is
we're gonna
one
get
of
to
our
comments,
patrons.
huh?
Yes, one of
Okay.
our patrons. She is Sarah, my new dad tier, quite a contributor.
Unbelievable.
She says she
What a
hates
hero.
Halloween just like you.
I fucking love you, Sarah.
Every
I knew
year,
it.
my
I knew
kids
there was a
insist on
reason.
making their own costumes because my ex started this trend 4 years ago by making them elaborate robot costumes out of boxes. Now every year it takes weeks and a shit ton of hunting for supplies, which I never have time to do, and it's always a stress of getting them done in time. I end up spending hundreds of dollars when it's all said and done, and I'm so over it. What happened to costumes and bags? Why is everything so Pinterest about fucking Halloween? Ain't nobody got time for that.
Well,
She sums up the whole parenting industrial complex and what's happened to it. It's all competition.
you know what's
very
funny?
elaborate.
It kind of went in circles. There was a lot of different waves. First of all, the fact that you can get a costume in a bag is it's like a new phenomenon.
Not entirely.
I mean,
You could
we're
get, like,
talking
a
in the last-
shitty mask.
No,
and
we're
now-
talking the last 10 years. Oh my God, there's like, you get things in the mail now. It's just like, pick your costume.
But you could go to a costume store and get a fucking bag that has some knockoff.
Dude, the fact that there's a costume store is not, this costume stores didn't exist in the 90s.
Pop-up costume stores? They
No,
didn't?
pop-up costume stores.
No, you know how suddenly like an abandoned warehouse becomes the fucking trick-or-treat store for a month.
That was a meth. That you're talking about the meth
No,
house
no,
that was
look,
set up
look,
in your neighborhood.
I'm not. This happens.
Or Greg.
Where a store,
Greg from high
is
school.
a seasonal store, all of a sudden becomes a costume warehouse for 2 months
I've
in
never
the suburbs.
Again, all of these
And then
are
Party
all
City
relatively
exists.
new. They're all relatively new.
So
Within
you're
the
saying
last
they didn't
10,
sell
15 years.
costumes before 10 or 15 years ago?
No, of course they did not.
What the fuck are you talking
costume
about?
culture is relatively new.
That is false.
It's absolutely not. All
no,
right, so
it's
when,
more
all right,
elaborate now,
when
but it's
did
not
all
new.
right, when did costume
I don't
culture
know,
come
the
around?
fucking 80s.
The 80s? I ought to
Costumes,
arrest you.
You could go buy costumes
Citizens
when you were a
arrest.
kid. Whatever, we're getting way off track.
How
'cause
could you
Pete
bu-
has another bizarre fucking
Hold
theory.
on a second. Have you ever seen someone from the 80s in a costume that they bought? No.
Did you see the
Everyone's
movie
mom.
Point Break?
Everyone's
where they're all
mom.
wearing dead ex-presidents' masks?
That's okay. That's
what do you
one
think
mask.
those were? Those were all masks.
Mask.
What do you think they were? They were fucking Halloween masks. You know
They
in the movie Halloween with Michael Myers?
They were specific.
Halloween with Michael Myers is wearing a William Shatner fucking mask because they existed. Because people they dressed up as characters from fucking Star Trek
to
in
murder
the 70s.
People and to commit bank
We
crimes.
don't have Halloween in England. This is why Pete's all confused.
Yeah, you're right. You grew up in England. You don't fucking know what you're talking about, you goddamn lobster back.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Speaking of England, Little Charmer 80 says in England, she lives in England, unlike you, poser. Halloween only recently became a bigger
Been
deal.
there, done that.
Good point, Nate. Fucking crushed your whole point. What are you even talking about?
Go fuck yourself, Pete.
As a kid, no one trick-or-treated or did decorations. She says, I lived in a rural area and we had a jack-o'-lantern carved from a turnip. That doesn't sound like England. That just sounds sad.
That does sound... No, that's exactly what England was in the 80s. No more, like just another brick in the wall.
Anyway, look, that's Pink Floyd.
Yeah, but that's
if
what...
you didn't know, listeners.
That's what England was like in the 70s.
Another brick in the wall?
Yeah, it was like
very
really
depressing.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got a lot of people. I asked people what they were dressing as and if they were doing group family costumes. Probably one of my favorite comments was from Thoroughly Modern, who said, Halloween is my favorite holiday and my fucking toddler is scared of costumes. You know why? Because toddlers are assholes.
But why are you... That's interesting. Why would they be scared of costumes?
I don't know.
Well, what kind of costumes? Because everybody loves like a big dragon, like a little.
Everybody loves a big dragon.
Like
I bet you a toddler wouldn't.
You put a toddler in a dragon. They don't know whether it's
no. I don't think it's. Well, I guess
they don't
could
know
either be she's
what
scared
it is.
of getting in a costume or she's scared of seeing costumes.
Well, the question is what kind of fucking costume you're trying to put on? Chucky? Yeah, probably.
What the fuck context does she have for Chucky? She's a toddler. She doesn't know that Chucky's evil.
It's scary.
Or he's been possessed by the soul of Brad Dourif.
Have you seen Chucky costumes?
No, I've seen John Gruden. I love
that's a
Child's
NFL
Play.
football
Fun
reference.
fact: my family and I, we were all going to the movies one year in the '80s, and I really wanted to go see Child's Play. Yeah,
okay.
I really wanted to go see Child's Play, and I was probably too young. I was probably 10 at the time.
Okay,
86, 87 Child's Play. My parents wouldn't let us, so instead we all went to see the film Working Girl, starring Melanie Griffith and Harrison Ford, which was way too old for a child.
Okay.
Postscript to that fun fact: I fucking love Working Girl. I watched it a couple weeks ago. It's really one of my favorites.
All right.
It's a very enjoyable movie. Mike Nichols.
You know what, Mike? Another
Anyway, I did
successful story.
eventually see Child's Play. It is hilarious. There's a part where like the mom who ended up starring on that WB show Seventh Heaven, where the husband on the show ended up being a pedophile in real life.
Oh my god!
Right?
What? Yeah.
She's the mom, right? So she's the mom in Child's Play, and she doesn't believe her son. She says the doll is
and
real.
all she does
she
is
grabs
wear
the doll,
turtlenecks,
and as she picks it up, she realizes the doll is moving around and doing stuff. And then she looks and realizes the doll has no batteries. And then the doll's head turns around and goes, "You fucking bitch! I'm gonna." It's one of the funniest moments in the history of cinema.
That's great.
I would recommend it to everybody. Anyway, I don't know how we got there, but that was fun. So I asked people what they were wearing, and there's a whole list. So let's get into it. Gorilla Rose, who is really becoming a prolific commenter.
Oh my gosh.
We appreciate you, Gorilla Rose.
We see
I'm
you.
sorry I did not let you join our live earlier. It screws up the transmission.
Yep.
Okay? She says that her kids are being an inflatable Pikachu, cats, and witches. So this inflatable stuff.
There you go.
Where like the kid gets in like a big elaborate those things when somebody's like a dinosaur, those are pretty funny. They're
great.
very annoying, and it must be annoying to be in it because you need to move around. You're bumping into shit.
Who gives a shit? Those dinosaurs are great.
Okay,
The
Jesus
best
Christ.
thing that's ever happened to
Katie
society.
Twinkum says kids are being Bingo and Raleigh from Puppy Dog Pals, and this is a win for her because they wore the same thing last year, and the costume still fits. She didn't have to buy a new one.
Oh my god! You know what? Drink to that because that is a win. Congratulations. Being able to...
I didn't know those characters had names. I mean, it makes sense that they have names, but I've never paid attention to the show enough.
Yeah.
My kid does like it. Lindsay DeVee says, my 3-year-old is going as Batman. I'm Robin, and my husband is Joker. Pretty good. Which Joker, though? Jack?
You know what? This is too much already. I'm so
What do you mean? You're so out because...
It's too much.
Well, is he being Joaquin Phoenix's Joker?
The husband has to be Joker? Yeah, exactly.
Are
you going to do green hair? Like, what the fuck?
Well,
you have to dye your
I
hair.
haven't seen the
You're gonna do a
Joker
green
film, the
wig.
new one yet.
I haven't seen it either.
I hope he's not being Jared Leto's Joker, which is objectively the worst one
the
by
one with
far.
Tattoos everywhere.
Yeah. He's like the emo Joker. Oh, God, it makes me sick. Yeah, Damage. He's like Post Malone Joker.
Oh my God, that's like a hottest Joker, I think.
Sarah _ J2. He's a good looking guy. 281 says, I wish my family would agree to a group costume, but instead she gets a soldier and Spider-Man. So I feel like the generic costumes, like somebody being a soldier, are more rare these days. Everybody's like a character, right? Yeah.
You're not
your
really like
your
an
daughter
army
was
guy.
a famous person, which I think is funny.
I know.
It had to have been modeled after somebody though, like the bag. Or did she make it herself? Like,
she had
because you could go to a store and like buy a bag that's clearly supposed to be Britney Spears, but it can't say that, so it will say like pop singer,
or
right?
Brittany Greer's or something.
Yeah, right.
No, she had a like a sparkly dress. It was from a bag, I'm pretty sure, and it came
a sack. I call them sacks.
You know what? It came in a big sack, a burlap one. It was from a really high class place. No, but she had a shawl, like a fur shawl. Because this is what
meat is
like,
murder.
Actor, no, like please, it was just meat. It was pure meat.
Like Lady Gaga, then.
Yeah, exactly.
I figured it out.
And then,
I cracked the code.
There you go. And the Da Vinci Code. And then I was her. I would go around her, and I was like this with sunglasses on, and I'd like move people out of the way.
But you were literally actually doing it.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
That's great because you're pushing kids out of the way, and you can get away with it. I'm in character.
Yeah, exactly. And people
knocking
loved
kids to the
it.
ground.
Absolutely.
Did you have shades on?
Yeah, of course.
God, thank you.
God.
Casey Horrell says Thanos, Captain Marvel, Iron Man, Captain America. No switching once they bought the costumes there. Good for her. Because the switching is one of the big problems with kids. Because I'll have my son the day after Halloween, he'll announce who he wants to be. Yeah. And I'll be like, all right, slow your roll. I'll turn to my wife and I'll be like, let's just wait this one out. We're not buying shit.
You mean the day after?
Oh, no. He'll have, the day after, like this Halloween, the next day, he'll be like, I'm going to be whatever. Be like, you're not even going to be into whatever that fucking show is in a year.
I mean, I'm surprised this is even registering, like, as something to think about.
No. It's just
to be like, literally shut.
No, I just nod and ignore him like I do with everything else.
And then when it's like October 28th, you're like, hey, what do you want to be for Halloween?
Well, no. You don't understand. In my family, it's a much bigger deal.
Really?
Especially if we're all getting in stuff. Like right now, my wife is agonizing over how we're going to be, because she wants to do a family thing, but there's not a great fit for me and for her and how we're going to do it. So we might actually break off, and I think that makes her uncomfortable. But we might.
Crudes?
It's the Crudes.
Is it? No, I don't think
it's so. It's the Crudes.
Is it?
I'll bet you $1,000.
The like animated
cavemen?
With the cavemen?
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but it's the Crudes.
I'm pretty sure it's the Crudes.
God damn it. It's the Crudes.
Okay.
Anyway, Becky 4005 says her family costume is Toy Story 4, and she even convinced her teen, who's too cool, to dress up as Sid for the photo, who is a psycho neighbor. So I haven't seen Toy Story 4 yet. Sid is in it again?
No, Sid is the one from 2 and 3.
So it came out last year. No,
Sid
was the kid next door in the first one.
Yeah.
In the third one, he's like driving a garbage truck because it's like 10 years older, and he's like driving a garbage truck. I haven't seen the fourth one yet. I hear it's very good. It is out for rent.
You know what?
I will see it soon. I'll report back.
Making a lot of money.
Mama Llama says she's doing the same Toy Story theme. Maybe not the same one, but a Toy Story theme. I love this one. So a lot of Pixar shit, right? T.W38 says his 4-year-old son is going as Sully, and the 11-month-old is going as Mike from Monsters, Inc. I love fucking Monsters, Inc. I think it's really clever. I think it's fun. I don't even like Billy Crystal. I really like that movie. Boo, the little girl, very cute. One of the animators or director's kids, they actually used, that was actually her kid. The little song, put that thing back where it came from, so help me, bum, 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 bum. You're just staring at me. You know the film. He improvises and he starts singing the song, and then at the end they actually put the song on. It's a very fun.
I think we should probably just end this now.
End our relationship.
Yeah, just end this.
It's fun. I really like Monsters Inc. Right. Anyway, Mikey C _in _NYC. In third, he's telling us about his third grade costume. He says he dressed as an evil proctologist. To which I say, "Is there another kind?" Get it?
So this
is there another kind of proctologist? Aren't they all evil or a little twisted at the very least?
But this is
he dressed up. He wore a rubber glove with brown paint on it.
This is what we're missing.
You can't do that kind of shit. He did it in his school parade. You can't do that anymore.
You need to think. You come up with a really topical.
That's topical? Like proctology is topical? Was it in the news when Mikey C was in third grade? You know what?
When someone gets it, it's way better than when you're like, oh, you're Captain America.
So they saw this guy walking around with brown paint on his plastic finger, and they said, oh, you're an evil proctologist? No,
they just said you're a proctologist. And
he was a third grader. There's no fucking chance any third grader knew he was a proctologist.
But the point is everybody now thinks that proctologists are evil.
Yeah, obviously, when you get older, you know for a fact they are.
Exactly.
Nobody who's not evil likes to do that shit. Literally. Daniel M. Potter says his 8-year-old will be he's a guy like you. He says, well, his 8-year-old will be a unicorn, 10-year-old a witch. You know, when I was in first grade, I dressed as a witch. I don't see gender. I was fucking way progressive even back then. This is like 1983 we're talking about. I fucking crushed it.
You weren't a witcher?
Yeah. No, I was a witch. The Witcher, that's the new TV show that's coming out.
You know what's interesting is
the heir to Game of Thrones with the dude from Henry Cavill.
You still don't see gender, which is amazing.
So Daniel then he tells what his kids are going to be, and then he asks himself a rhetorical question: will I dress up? Hell no. Halloween is the worst, he says. This is what you think. Yeah. Who thinks Halloween is the worst? Why?
Me and Daniel M. Potter.
You know who thinks Halloween is the worst? Fucking psychopaths who think like Harry Potter is worshiping the devil.
I don't think that. Why would I think that?
I don't know why you would think that.
I just
you're
think
a dummy.
You're dressing dumbbell? Up. Why do I have to dress up?
All right.
I want my kids to dress up. Why do I have to dress up?
This is why you should dress up.
Katie I'm driving them.
Katie girl.
Why do I have to get a costume
excuse me,
and drive?
Katie girl 25 is trying to have her comment read. She said her husband made a stormtrooper costume and it took him 20 minutes to figure out how to get in the car.
Fucking
that's the kind
that
of costume
shit.
I want to see.
Getting in the car. I have things to do. You know what I mean?
Oh
I'm
God,
here.
Shut up.
To just
everyone
get
has things to
do.
Your kids aren't a priority for you.
I'm here to get them.
The joy of childhood is not a priority. You don't want to instill that in your children.
I feel like you're like almost in competition with your kids. That's what's so insane.
No, I'm not in competition. I'm so much better at it. I look so good in my fucking costume. My nipples popping.
All right, case closed, Your Honor.
You have a question.
I have a question. You're talking about driving on Halloween. Where are you driving to?
Well, no, you're talking about Katie girlish. They were going to trunk or treat.
Yeah, I drive because we go to Greenpoint.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You drive? You're one of those people. You don't like your own neighborhood. There's not enough good candy in it, so you drive somewhere else.
No, well, Greenpoint's awesome because there's like 4 or 5 streets that they really go all out.
So like inside Brooklyn talk. No, there's some in our neighborhood we do. We walk there. You know why? Because we live in the city and it's walkable. It's one of the reasons we actually live in a city. Otherwise, we live in the fucking suburbs.
40 minutes away, so fucking go fuck yourself.
Annalia Martin is going lo-fi. She says she's wearing some form of animal ears. #momlife. NV918
Look at this.
comments a lot. Says the same thing. Cat ears and a faux fur coat. Thank you for the faux. Meat is murder.
There you go. All the point is the moms have it easy. They just put the whiskers, maybe a couple of mascara
Oh my God,
lines,
the moms have it easy. The moms are the ones who are probably buying the costumes, figuring out what the costumes are going to be, doing the makeup, making the costumes.
Makeup?
You said yourself you're too busy to do any of this shit. Does your wife have it easy? Does your wife have it easy?
Yeah,
wow, you're going to get some hate mail.
I know. I'm really scared to go home.
Moms have it easy. We're gonna bust that out. Somebody's gonna chop that out, and our podcast is gonna get trashed.
No one's gonna chop anything.
Moms have it easy.
No one. You were too busy talking over me. Here's
the snap.
Look, the costume comes in a bag. You put the ears, like my wife does every year. The ears go on the mascara lines.
She does that every year.
She's a witch cat.
How does that work? She wears a hat.
No one cares. But I put on Elvis glasses with sideburns, and all of a sudden I'm not dressing up anymore.
Have you done that?
Yeah, that's for like 5 years in a row.
No, but not when you were being the bodyguard, though.
No, that was the 1 year that I didn't do that.
When you're doing bodyguard, you should have shaved your head and dressed like Kevin Costner
you know what I did?
in Bodyguard.
No, I was. I just
fucking put your back into it.
I just didn't wear pants. It's fine.
What does that have to do with anything?
Because bodyguards sometimes don't wear pants.
They don't sound like bodyguards.
No,
they sound like
bodybuilders.
I didn't have a punchline. I guess I'll take that one.
Yeah. Okay. Here we
K
go.
Walker 90 says my son is going as Blippy.
Okay. All right. Shut it down. Shut it down. Nope. I shut it down.
About Blippy
K Walker
on the kids TV
90.
show episode.
Shut that shit
she
down.
She said lots of people from your TV episode hated Blippy, but I actually don't mind him, and my kid is obsessed.
Oh my God.
And then she goes on to talk about what the real challenge is. My 5-year-old daughter changes her mind every day. That's the challenge. When your kid says he wants to be something and you buy the costume and then it changes.
Or
and
her.
then I said your kid. Oh, and what did I say? He. I don't see gender.
So
they buy they wear the costume and then they change their mind. That is very annoying. So we bought our son an elaborate and expensive Spider-Man costume for his birthday party, which was an Avengers themed birthday party where people could come in costume. And we convinced him to use that for Halloween too. Yep. He was actually wearing it when I left tonight.
Yep.
Because he just fucking, it's really good costume. It's like legit, form fitting. I tried putting it on. It was not flattering. It was almost as not flattering as the women's gym clothes I was wearing.
Right.
But if he had like changed his mind from that, It'd
What
be
are you
like,
gonna
dude,
do?
we're out
Yeah.
like $50. Like,
Yeah.
that's bullshit.
Yeah. And then you just really lay into him.
I have a meme. I have a meme that I wrote years ago where I wrote it like right after Halloween, where I said, my son already knows what he wants to be for Halloween next year, and I'm not even sure I want kids. Get it? You know?
Good job. You
God
nailed
damn it.
it.
You know, memes
You're
don't
so
translate
good.
really well.
You're so good at the internet.
You know what? I'm
I
fucking
love
verified, bitch.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sweet Melissa 7877, who comments out the ass. She's really challenging Little Charmer 80 for the comment belt. Says, we don't do family costumes. It's too much work. That's what Pete says. I bought costumes for my son when he was 3 and 4, and he refused to wear them, so we didn't go trick-or-treating. And then she said her son this year doesn't want to wear his costume, the little jerk. He's 7 now.
You don't go trick... Oh, because you couldn't wear a costume? You
I don't know.
Can't
I don't
you
really
just
understand.
put them in, like,
well,
anything?
maybe it was punishment for...
Oh.
Or maybe he just didn't want to go trick-or-treating. Like, he doesn't understand. I think Sweet Melissa's not really... You have to be like, you're not getting candy if you don't put on your costume.
Yeah, there you go.
Right? That's
you got to leverage. This is all leverage.
So I said to my son tonight, you're not getting dessert if you don't eat your dinner. That's just how it fucking works.
Right.
It's the carrot and the stick.
Exactly.
McPharos...
there is no carrot.
Exactly. McPharos says, my boys will be Peter Parker and Miles Morales, while she's MJ.
That's cool.
MJ happened to be my initials. I don't know if you guys knew.
No one did.
Doesn't stand for Mary Jane, though. But I do think that the two kids being two different versions of Spider-Man is cool. You know, Pete, you're a big fan of Into the Spider-Verse.
I am a big...
It's
in
a great
fact,
movie.
That could be the only... Like, the sweatpants and the spider shirt.
You could be like the dad bod Spider-Man.
That actually could be really...
It's a good idea. I should tell my wife that.
Wait, why don't you do that?
Yeah. The fat Spider-Man.
All right, well, you were about to say what you were going to do.
Well, I don't know if I want to spoil it.
Oh, you coming later? Yeah, I mean, you're doing this later? You going to tell us?
I don't know if I'm allowed, but my kid's being Spider-Man. We're trying to do something around the fact that he's being Spider-Man. So we're trying to figure out who we would all be in the Marvel universe.
When you say spoil it, what do you mean? You spoiling it for the podcast or spoil it for like your house?
Just like online. I have a lot of followers who want to know who we're going to be.
Okay.
I don't want to.
I hate this so
my
much.
wife is secretive. I don't understand the rules of marriage or life.
Right.
Braz1117 says one kid is being Pennywise, one is being Spider-Man, another is being Woody, and she's being fat, obnoxious, and pregnant, and probably exhausted because she's simply just thinking of Halloween makes her tired.
That's what I wanted to be. I keep telling my kids,
fat, obnoxious, and pregnant.
No, I literally said, I'm gonna be a grumpy dad, and they're like, that's the worst costume. I'm like, I'm the worst. So
that is true. You are the worst. I love this. So B. Beck, she commented on the live earlier. She said this year her kids are being Maverick and Goose.
Whoa. But this is the thing that I find interesting.
I love it. When parents make their kids be pop culture
when they
things
don't
they're not
know
aware of.
What's going on.
I wrote a whole blog post
I saw
about
some
that
kids last year, like Marty McFly, and
my kids dressed as Marty for like an 80s throwback costume party. My kids were Marty McFly and Doc Brown.
Yeah.
But they had seen the movie.
Right, but when you don't know what you're dressing up as.
Yeah, where you like put your kid into costume as like Hugh Hefner. And he doesn't really know who Hugh Hefner is.
Right.
But whatever, you know.
Bubbles all day with a bubble pipe.
That's true. But part of the reason you have kids is to use them as props in your own life.
Right.
It's one of the perks.
To live out your own fantasies that
I'm not trying
never made
to.
up.
I really like the idea of the Maverick and Goose thing. And she said
really
last year her son was Happy Gilmore, which I think is just she sent me photos. I think he just wore a Bruins jersey. Probably swore and yelled at people every once in a while. Brogan Mallet says, my daughter wanted to be something creepy or scary. Then we got to the store and she decides to be a fucking cat. Brogan is not happy about this. How lame. $40 cat costume.
Oh.
Try to talk her out of it. Lego 1311, our son wanted to be Spider-Man since last year, and then last week he decided he wanted to be Darth Vader. Goodbye, $80. This is what would happen to my kid if he changed his mind.
This is it. This is this new culture of buying a costume every 5 minutes. It's fucking 15 years old. I don't care.
Paul Opolsky, world's biggest CFL fan, says, my kid is torn between Spider-Man and Darth Vader. Either way, there will be a meltdown. I'm assuming Paul's talking about himself. There weren't a lot of Star Wars comments here, right?
Well, because it's been a few years since the last Star Wars.
Well, the new one comes out this winter, this December. The Rise of Skywalker.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You're not a Star Wars guy.
No, I am. I like it, but the last few have been. I don't know.
Oh, you're one of those guys that didn't like Rian Johnson.
I'm just waiting for Avatar to come out 1 through 9.
My God.
I'm waiting
for 2 through 9.
2 through 9. I want it in 2072 when the last Avatar comes out.
On your deathbed, you're watching it.
That's gonna be the one.
Finally, I can rest in peace.
No,
I've
it's just
seen
gonna be my regular
the
bed.
end of the fucking quadrilogy or whatever it is.
Yeah,
that would be
my
my
regular bed.
So Sarge chimed in and he said that we're talking about activities and what people do on Halloween. He said last year we found a street that was very popular for kids.
Yes.
All the houses participated and had good candy and decorations. So now they go to that street every year for maximum success, which is what you do.
This is a key. So we talked about trunk or treat, and we talked about, so where we are, there are houses, but you never know. There's houses, they have apartments in them, and you don't really know. And sometimes you ring the bell and some people are in them. It's kind of like, it's actually pretty shitty. The other thing we don't have, which a lot of people do in New York and in Manhattan and in other parts, when you live in a big apartment complex, you go from apartment to apartment, floor to floor, and you kind of just clean up, which happens a lot. We're in the middle. We're in an apartment building, but it's not really that big, and there's not a lot of kids in it, so no one's trick or treating. So what we got to do, and we like going on the street, dude.
People on the street.
It's boring. So we have to go. We have to go to where the people are.
You have to go where. Fine.
To where the people
I understand
are.
that. So Sarge is talking about he's strategizing, trying to find.
Makes sense.
Yeah, sure.
And then it's
a lot
more
of people
fun.
do that.
It's more fun.
All of a sudden, you'll feel like a bunch of cars coming to your neighborhood because they know it's the rich neighborhood.
Or you know what? The ones that try the most.
That give like real full size candy bars. A few years ago, we went trick or treating when we lived in Raleigh, and we went to a house. I was with my kid. He was 2 at the time, and he could have gotten a full size candy bar, and he took a lollipop instead. We went around the corner. I just fucking beat his ass. I just beat the shit out of him. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
You haven't seen him since?
Well, Anita Franco on Halloween says that her son's going to be asleep. He doesn't know what Halloween is yet, and she's loving it.
There you go.
Heine, no offense if that's actually not how you pronounce it, 3474 says, in Minnesota, at the age of 12, we had a blizzard Halloween night and got 14 inches. Sometimes you do get the inclement weather.
That's true.
You know what? I actually went in when I lived in Boston. I went to a Halloween in Salem, Massachusetts, and it snowed while we were outside in line of the bar. I was wearing
outside in the line in the bar. I fucking
we were going to a bar for a costume party. I was dressed in a suit.
That sounds exactly like every Boston experience I've ever had. Oh, you have to wait in a line to get in this bar?
It was in Salem, which is north of Boston.
I know.
I had spray painted my hair gray. My wife was dressed as Julia Roberts in her hooker outfit from the beginning of Pretty Woman, and I was supposed to be Richard Gere, but I was really fat, and my hair was spray painted gray, so I just looked like Bill Clinton. We won like 3rd place, and they were like, "Do you play golf?" And I said yes, even though I didn't, and they gave me a bunch of golf balls that I never used.
Yeah.
If I had said no, it haunts me. If I had said no, I don't play golf, would they have given me something better?
A Cadillac.
So, yeah, that was the other option.
You won for being fat Bill Clinton?
No, I won for being Richard Gere, like we were a tandem costume. You know what? I don't need to be fat shamed. I've been going to the gym.
I don't know.
God damn it.
That's what.
So Rocky Road _87 says they went to a Halloween party recently, and her 4-year-old got a basketball to the face.
Oh.
She was dressed as Supergirl, and she was covered in blood from her bloody nose.
Ooh.
Which is really not how the character works. She wouldn't be bleeding, so she probably should have taken the costume off just for verisimilitude.
At least it's red, so maybe you can't see the blood stains.
Is her face red?
I mean,
no.
The costume's red.
Yeah. Supergirl's face is red, like from the bottom down, like
right.
From Mad Max, whatever her name is.
So, Sweet Melissa 7877 says she loved when she was younger in school and they dressed up and had a parade with candy. We don't do that around here anymore, right?
That's a good idea.
So we have Character Day, where at our school next Monday they get to go in school as character,
or
dressed as somebody like a favorite character from a book.
Wait,
no,
they don't have a Halloween parade? Really?
They don't have a parade. You can dress kind of as a Halloween costume on Thursday, but there's not an event.
Well, hold on.
You can't wear masks.
What?
Yeah. But they have Character Day, which is like they're real because they try to be all inclusive.
Commune is this?
It's in Brooklyn.
God damn it.
They try to be all inclusive without excluding anybody or offending anybody who is offended by pagan rituals or whatever.
Wait, you can't wear your costume, so you wear a character? So what if you dress up as a
is Character
fucking
Day.
proctologist?
That's from what book?
From the Book of Mormon.
Babbitt? Is he a proctologist? I don't remember.
No, the Book of Science.
The Book of Mormon? Is there a proctology? One of the Gospels? Anyway, yes, it's complicated.
Yeah. That's weird and lame. And so can you be a Spider-Man?
You can't wear a mask.
Oh my God. Well, can you be Peter Parker then without the mask?
I think my son is going to
With the
wear his
sweatpants?
Spider-Man suit without a mask.
You simply can't wear a mask. What a fuck that.
Well, they don't want
place.
you to wear a mask for safety reasons, to be able to identify everybody. I don't know, man. I'm not a
I know.
superintendent.
My kids have Halloween Day parade and they all dress up.
They don't
and
have that.
They go
Check your kids at the door. Check out his Instagram account. It says, we go with a bunch of friends and basically tailgate the whole time. He's talking about trick-or-treating. They have a wagon full of beer. Kids get the candy, and he gets the beer. I bring a flask, usually. So in Park Slope, they have a... So we trick-or-treat in our neighborhood, and it's really early. It starts at like 4.
Yeah.
You trick-or-treat in our neighborhood, and then we go over to Park Slope, which is like a subway stop away.
Yeah.
And they have a parade down the street.
Yeah.
Once it gets dark, and there's some elaborate costumes, all that shit, and that can be fun. And then a lot of times after that, we go to a bar or to like a friend's house, and the kids hang out and we have some drinks. And it's on Thursday night this year.
Yeah.
So we'll see if that happens.
It's I haven't done that because it's just a little too. They don't shut down the streets, so there are cars and stuff.
People on streets.
No, they don't shut down the streets, and so there are people on the streets.
People on streets.
Oh my god! I want to end this. I want to end this whole thing. Shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down. No, and it's hard to drink. You can't. I haven't.
You can't walk around the street drinking.
You can't walk around the street.
Well, you drive to your place, so obviously you're not drinking.
That, yeah.
It's the opposite of living in a city. So KKW27, who was had a great comment on our vaccine podcast last week, says she loves how excited her son gets about Halloween. Pete hates how excited his kids get, and he's like, fuck you, I'm not participating because I hate you and your lives. KK says, I hate how it always rains, snows, or is ass-clenching cold on Halloween.
Yes, that's true.
Because I know regardless I'm going to have to take him begging house to house.
Yeah.
And I believe she lives in upstate New York because she was talking about trunk or treats.
But also, the other thing...
It does suck when it's cold.
The other thing, yeah, and it's warm this week. I don't know. I haven't looked at the temperature if it's going to really drop. It's been kind of warmish. So
supposed to hit 50s this weekend, so who knows where it'll be next week.
But I definitely remember everyone dressed... my 2 girls would always dress up like as like a fairy or some kind
and then
of...
have to put a coat on.
And then there you go. There's just like a huge winter coat with a hat, and it's like, what are you? And it's like, don't worry about it. Just give me some...
Don't worry about it. Just give me some fucking hair in my fucking sack of treats or my jack-o'-lantern, which holds nothing.
Jack-o'-lantern? You come on, you get a big bag.
Those plastic jack-o'-lanterns. I know, but some kids have those jack-o'-lanterns. I was making fun of them.
Oh, okay.
They're fucking losers.
You're trying to make fun of them
because they can't
Sorry,
carry
I
enough.
didn't mean to make fun of you making fun of them.
All you do is make fun of me, and I'm sick of it.
Going.
I'm sick of it. So Gorilla Rose says the same thing as me. I wish schools in our state allowed kids to dress up for Halloween or do a party.
What? Wait,
there's a lot of crackdowns. I don't know what
state.
state. I don't know if when she said our state, she was like having solidarity with us, or she was just saying our state, meaning her and her family.
Well, she obviously didn't hear that comment that you just made because this was written prior to that.
Yeah, well,
so
and
I'm just kind of piecing
how
this
could
together.
She have sent a comment in if she hadn't heard the podcast?
You know what? Maybe she's behind you. No, but I think that's crazy that yours. I just that's weird that people are like don't have Halloween parades because
people are nervous. They don't want to offend. It's political correctness.
Is this like a
also,
shooting thing?
Yeah, I think it's also partially that.
God
Kids
damn,
in masks, fake weapons. It gets confusing. Whatever. Society sucks. You know, 2019 is a goddamn nightmare.
It is a nightmare.
Little Charmer 80 says she's taken her kids trick-or-treating for the first time this year. In the past, she's been all excited to give out candy. Her kid has been. But when people show up, she shits herself with fear over their costumes. Lots of crying and running away. And she thinks it's going to happen with her 2-year-old again this year. She's scared of costumes, too. It'll descend into tears, tantrums, and ultimately rage.
Well, let me ask you this real quick. Do you hand out candy at all?
No, because we live in the city. We do a little bit, right? Because our neighborhood, we live in a little bit more neighborhoody place. And for a few minutes, like, we'll sit out front and give it. I don't like it. It makes me nervous. I don't want to be sitting there giving people shit. I don't want to interact with anybody. Yeah. I don't have to say, hey, cute costume kid, get in my trunk. We're going trunk or treating.
Hey, kid, you look real cute in that costume. I mean, you're cute. No, not
what can I say?
Your mom, your dad, everyone's cute. Everyone's
looks cute as fuck.
God, everyone get in my trunk. Just get in my trunk.
So here's another person who has the right idea. Apatovin says, one of my kids' friends had a trick-or-treating tailgate party last year. They set up tables and they had booze and people brought food.
That sounds so
and as people trick-or-treated around the neighborhood, they like bounced in and out of the tailgate of their little party and grabbed beer and
this
had drinks.
That sounds like the way to go.
Sadly, they moved away, so that's the scariest part of Halloween for these people. Why don't you do it yourself, Apatovin?
Yeah.
Set it up.
Come on.
Sounds like you live somewhere with driveways and garages. Just do it.
Come on, Apatovin.
We don't have that stuff. We don't have driveways and garages.
We have nothing.
Where we live.
We have nothing. We have like underpants and broken glass and overpasses.
I don't even wear underpants, so I don't even have that.
We have underpants in the alleyways. That's basically the number one.
Underpants and alleyways. What does underpants have to
There's
do
just
with
a lot underneath the BQE. There's a lot of like, underpants.
Like discarded
There's a lot of
underpants.
sightings. It's not a good life. It's the only life we know, though.
It is.
So.
All right, so now we're going to get... That's a lot of the stuff people do. Now we're going to get into candy, all right?
Okay.
What are people's favorite candies? What do
Tonight
they go
at
for?
10, candy.
Made in Bedlam, who is actually Julie McCarthy, one of our Patreons, my old friend, says she will provide a costume and makeup help for kids in exchange for all the payday bars.
Ooh.
The only person on earth who likes payday
Yeah,
bars. What are those?
peanuts?
Those are just the nuts.
The peanut one.
They're like nuts fused together.
Can I really say, this is really where English candy shines. British candy, I should say, not English candy. Like Lion bars. Have you had a Lion bar?
I think so, yeah.
It'll change your fucking life.
No, it won't.
Yeah, it will. You'll all of a sudden become a better human being.
It's impossible. I'm maxed out. I've hit my ceiling. Sorry, guys. This is as good as it gets.
The knob goes up to 3.
Lai Woodruff says cowtail. Is this a southern thing? Gross name, good candy. Never heard of it.
Never heard
Nate,
of it.
Cowtail?
I think it's like a caramel.
I don't like what
Caramel
Nate's
Slim
doing
Jim.
with his hands
Yeah.
to pantomime what a
Isn't it like
cowtail is.
caramel Slim Jim or
Oh,
something?
that sounds interesting.
Caramel Slim Jim. We'll find out. Lai Woodruff, let us know. Casey Harrell says, I'm in the minority, but anything but peanut butter cups.
Yep.
Reese's peanut butter cups were big. They on this list a bunch of times. She doesn't like
First
them.
of all,
she likes anything but
Okay,
peanut butter cups.
no problem, Casey Hornell. Your name is going on a list, and
Yep.
that's going to be distributed nationwide and to other countries as well.
Sarah _ J281 says Snickers, and it makes her secretly happy about her kid's peanut allergy
Because
she gets the Snickers because the
Oh,
kid can't
yeah.
have them. We have a handful of those things with my kid where he can have peanuts because they're a legume, and he's allergic to tree nuts, and peanuts are not a nut because they're a legume.
Okay.
But there are some nut-based things like almond joys he can't have. Guess what?
Almond
More for me.
Joys? Wait, Almond Joys? You're
Yeah.
celebrating Almond Joys? Here's
I
the
like
one,
chocolate and
you know
coconut.
the best
I
place
like
for an
chocolate and
Almond
coconut.
Joy? Garbage. Straight in the
No.
garbage. Trash. Those are garbage
Mounds
trash.
are better because mounds are dark chocolate and
They have an
coconut.
almond
And if
in
you
it.
prefer milk chocolate to dark chocolate, turn off the podcast and run into traffic.
Yeah.
Because milk chocolate is fucking bullshit.
Milk
It's
chocolate is
garbage.
horrible.
It's not even chocolate. It's Becky 4005. Look at this. She says, I love dark chocolate and anything with peanut butter.
Yeah.
My husband and the kids like sticky, fruity junk that rots your teeth.
I can't. I'm not a big sweet candy
I'm not a big
fan.
candy guy
I'll
either.
take
Our friend
chocolate
Tim
all day
loves
long.
candy. I love chocolate up the ass. You can shove it up my ass. Dark chocolate?
Okay.
Dark chocolate me into fucking oblivion.
Yeah, I'll
Right?
go all day. Have you ever
Candy
had
stuff?
a
No.
Have you ever had a dark chocolate Milky Way?
Yeah, Milky Way Midnights,
I mean,
they're
just
good.
Get the fuck.
I
outta
don't
here.
even
It's
like
so
other
good.
Milky Ways, but I like Milky Way Midnights.
You know what? They should make a cereal out of that, where you just put
Just
3
put a bunch of candy bars in a
bars,
bowl.
and then you put milk in it, and then you just like go into
you
a
toss
closet.
the milk
no,
and
you
eat the
just,
candy.
You go into a closet. And
She
start
says
crying.
Becky 4005 also says, by the way, yellow Skittles smell like Lysol. Fun fact, Skittles are fucking garbage. Second fun fact, all Skittle flavors are the same. All the different colored ones, they're the same flavor. They don't taste different. They're just colored differently.
No, they do taste different.
No.
Yeah, they totally.
God
taste
damn it.
different.
You know what? We're going to fact check this one, folks.
Okay. And you're
Katie
gonna
Girl
be-
says she likes Almond Joys, so you insulted her and
Yep,
demand you apologize.
Yep, I 100%
Kit Kats, which
did.
are good, and she likes candy corn. Okay. Candy corn is divisive as fuck.
Candy corn is really
I don't hate it.
horrible.
I don't like it, but I don't hate it. It's just kind of there. It's like those wax lips. What the fuck is the point?
No, but candy corn, when you eat 3 candy corn, you really should. Oh, okay. When you have candy corn, it really is you've reached the bottom. You're at the bottom of your personal.
Candy corn is in my house as we speak. The candy corn is everywhere in my house. My
Okay.
kids love it. They love the pumpkins.
All right.
They love the pumpkin candy corns.
Yeah.
And I just think it's pointless. It's just like chewy globs.
Well, I don't know what pumpkin candy
It's just
corn
candy
is.
corn shaped like pumpkins.
But it's
They're not-
all it is. It's just
candy
glycerin.
pumpkins.
Yeah, it's just like
Yeah, it's fucking junk.
It's too gross.
I don't even hate it. I just don't get it. I just think it's stupid.
The pumpkins are worse than the corn.
They're like thick.
You know what? You know what it's like? It's like Peeps. I put candy corn and
sugary.
Peeps
It's
together.
like eating.
I don't
it's like eating
understand what
stale
I'm doing.
fiberglass with sugar.
Yeah, it's like what?
Painted sugar.
How
on it.
far have we fallen?
So Barb.Stagram says, I'm weird. I love sweet tarts and anything sour. So we use sweet tarts to reward my kid for going potty. So that may stop you from liking them so much now that you have this association.
Yeah.
But my older kid loves anything sour. He loves sour gummies. He likes sour Skittles. He likes sour... Maybe they have sour Starburst. He loves all that sour shit.
I don't like that.
Annalea Martin says Reese's. What else is there?
Yeah, come on.
Moog32. Reese's Cups are the real MVP.
Yep.
T.W38. Reese Peanut Butter Cups all day, all night. I love them. You get the little foil, like the tin foil ones.
You know what? The small ones.
The little small ones. Those are great. Yeah, I really do.
And you know what? Them. Trader Joe's has these ones that are. They should be illegal. They're so amazing.
Have you had Trader Joe's dark chocolate covered espresso beans?
Anything that comes from Trader Joe's that's dark chocolate covered, I'm 100% into.
So there's someone I follow on Instagram. I can't remember who. Somebody constantly talking. I think she calls them sex in her mouth because she thinks they're so good.
That sounds right.
Can't remember who that was.
You know what? It just sounds right.
But I do look, caffeine and dark chocolate. Again, I'll eat that. I'll eat that all fucking day.
What I do like is that we then have dessert for like 4 months.
Yeah, no, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, from like the bag of candy.
Yeah. And like every night.
Unless you have a dog. My dog used to find the candy. I used to have candy from Halloween until Easter. I used to fucking just ration it out, and like I would save it, and you like save it to a fault. Right. We do this with Girl Scout cookies too, because you're like, you're not gonna have this for a long time, and then like next February comes around, and you still have fucking Thin Mints because you're so nervous about running out that you don't eat them enough.
Well, because also Thin Mints are gross.
No, Samoa's are where it's at. Sweet Melissa 7877, Twix and Almond Joy. I like Twix, but you know, if you scrape off the chocolate and the caramel, the little biscuit, it's kind of like a dog treat.
Yeah, that's
I used to do that as a kid. Her
Almond
kids
Joy,
like peppermint patties and plain M&Ms. Peppermint patties, like York peppermint patties, they're okay.
You know what? You've raised your kids wrong if they like plain M&Ms, and you don't.
I don't like plain M&Ms.
Oh my god, plain M&Ms are so boring and basic. You need the peanut M&Ms. You need peanut M&Ms or nothing.
Peanut M&Ms get stuck in my wisdom teeth because I still have my wisdom teeth. Fun fact. But they're definitely better than regular.
There's definitely a dichotomy there with wisdom teeth and getting peanut M&Ms getting stuck.
So that's called. It's ironic. So can I say M&Ms are bullshit and Reese's Pieces shit all over them? Reese's Pieces are so much better.
They're not. They're a fake.
Chocolate and peanut butter. What are they fake? Chocolate peanut butter versus just fucking candy shell and milk chocolate. It's fucking junk.
What's the better than that is a M&M peanut M&Ms are better than Reese's.
We're not talking about that.
Yes,
I said we're talking about plain fucking M&Ms versus Reese's Pieces. They're the same shape, slightly different flavors. Reese's Pieces shit all over M&Ms.
No one knows what that means.
It means
I
think they could figure it out. They could figure it out.
All right.
Reese's Pieces are better than M&Ms. Okay. That's the fucking analogy.
All right, great.
Nate agrees with me.
What a commentator you
I
are.
like normal M&Ms too, though.
Shut up, Nate. Sweet Melissa 7877 goes on to say that her neighbors give out Chinese candy, which is fun because they have no idea what it is or what the flavor is. Yep. Hey, here, kids, guess. It's like those Harry Potter.
Yeah, they're like it's
jelly
like mochi,
beans. Have you ever done that?
Flavor. Yeah.
Those fucking Harry Potter jelly beans, they're fucking like torture. One of them, they take earwax or vomit.
The vomit one is actually
holy shit.
Gross.
If I eat a vomit one, I will throw up.
It's like it's got real acid or something.
What the fuck is wrong with these people?
But come on. You're saying the Chinese candy is as gross as vomit candy? No, it's not.
No,
it's just
not
mochi and red bean flavor.
No, it's not that it's gross. It's that you just don't know what you're getting.
Right.
So it's like a crap
It's just that you're backpedaling.
Which is the same thing with the... You know what?
All you see is race.
Jenna Faticone likes Mounds because she knows what she's talking about.
Mounds... Guys,
Mounds are fucking delicious. Dark chocolate and coconut.
It's so
Who doesn't
gross.
like chocolate and coconut? It's one of the best combinations on earth.
Everyone.
If you had coconut...
Everyone.
Shampoo or coconut conditioner in front of me right now, I would drink it. God, just smelling it just turns me on. It's not even about the flavor. Oh,
that's so gross.
The smell of coconut.
I need to go.
Oh my god, it's incredible.
Oh my god, can we end this thing?
I gotta go take a shower. So Mavi9_8 says she loves the annual mom packs.
Yeah.
She gets to loot their candy as needed because she's their mom and she's been wiping their asses all year.
You go, Mavi.
I think we all can appreciate that. So I'm excited to see what my kids bring home, and then just to tell my 9-year-old, "Oh, these have nuts in them. Yeah. You can't have these.
You know what? These are. But Dad, I don't know if Kit Kats have tree nuts in them. They fucking
do. You better believe me.
You know what? The Surgeon General.
C. Everett Koop. I ran into him. We talked about it last week.
I don't.
But thankfully, my son likes the sweets, the candy more than the chocolate.
The boiled stuff.
So KK W27, who is becoming quite the prolific commenter, which we appreciate, even though her husband is the person who called me out on the live earlier tonight and said that because I record the podcast or the live during Monday Night Football, I'm catering to moms, which, you know what? I'm a progressive guy. I know a lot of women who like football just as much as I do, maybe even more, right? And I know a lot of guys who like parenting podcasts. I don't know a single one, actually. Actually, M. Cedeno and a couple other guys on here. They like the parenting podcast. Paul Apolsky.
Sarge.
He doesn't even watch Monday Night Football because he's watching Canadian football.
Yeah, it's on Thursdays.
I don't cater to anybody. Believe me. Why do you think we hardly have any listeners?
No one.
We need more ratings. So she says she refused to buy any Halloween candy. So when they went trick-or-treating, she told her son to grab the Reese's and Kit Kats. I assume because she didn't have any at home and she wanted them.
Strategized. That's so good.
But her kid kept grabbing, this is what she says, the shit-ass kitty mix items, like lollipops. Yeah. I call them lollipops because most fucking grown adults do and not suckers.
No one says suckers.
Yeah. And double bubble bullshit. Double bubble is the worst gum. It's almost as bad as bazooka.
It takes like there's 4 chews and then you're on rubber.
Yes. So she says, I thought maybe my kid didn't know what I was talking about, so I told him to grab the orange and red wrapped chocolate bars. Still didn't work. So 2 blocks later, she said, I might have had to threaten him if he didn't start getting some fucking chocolate. Yeah. What is this bullshit you're putting in your bag, kid? Yeah, Get the real deal.
I know.
I think we can all agree Reese's is probably
loose jelly
my
beans.
favorite candy, and I've talked about, is the Take 5, my favorite candy bar, which is, it's made by Reese's now. I don't know if they bought it because I don't think it used to be, but I don't know. It's called Reese's Take 5, and it's peanut butter and chocolate and some nuts and pretzel. And the pretzel is the secret ingredient. It makes all the difference. And it's fucking just a delicious... I don't know if I would call it sex in my mouth, but...
You know what shits all over that? Lion bar. It just shits all over
so
your
Little
mouth.
Charmer 80 was talking about Cadbury bar.
Everything.
So every time somebody at work goes and visits England or London, they bring back like the fruit and nuts and all that shit. Those are good.
Double deckers.
But if there's too much fucking milk chocolate in it, you can shove it right up your fucking caboose. You can shove it up your caboose.
Well, Mike, yet again, another
we
Pulitzer Prize winning podcast.
I think it's a Peabody. We won the Peabody Award.
Peabody?
Peabody. It's Peabody, Massachusetts, but it's the Peabody Award.
Yeah, I know.
The Peabody Museum in New Haven, Connecticut, is where I grew up going to look at the dinosaur fossils.
All right. Well, with that, we're on. We got it all. So Halloween, we nailed.
There's really nothing more to say about Halloween except we didn't get into how people sometimes put glass and needles and stuff into candy.
Yeah, but
because it's an urban legend and a myth.
It's an urban legend, and no one really does that. But
I've done it, but nobody ever wrote about it.
But it wasn't Halloween. All right, so let's get into our last section. It's the commenters section on our last episode.
Our last several episodes.
There's
a few of them because we have a couple people like Dana Bosday and Melissa Lombardi who are going back and just they're binging. They're binging.
Power.
That's what you do in 2019. You binge.
You watch and you binge. By the way, I like watching and listening and binging at the same time. That's kind of what I like to do.
You're making me uncomfortable.
Yeah, am I?
None of that. Yeah, prima nocta kind of shit.
It's called primogenitor. Neo-primogenitor.
Neo-primogenitor. Take the fucking blue pill.
All right. So, anti-vax.
That was our last episode.
That was our last. So listen to that if you haven't. Because it's really...
It is fucking incendiary.
I mean, we cover almost nothing.
Very controversial.
It's not a fact.
I did a little bit of research for it. Don't fucking scoff.
I did none.
So Gorilla Rose, who is actually Gorilla_RO2E, says, this question doesn't fall anywhere, but I'm going to ask anyway. Do you guys believe we landed on the moon? So I think we talked a little bit about how if you don't believe in vaccinations, then you might not believe in you. You did your dumb ipso facto shit. It's your whole fucking trend of dumbass Latin shit. You don't believe in you don't think the Earth is round. You think it's flat.
That's correct.
And then you were saying that you 100% don't think jet fuel melts steel because you're a 9/11 truther.
I'm a 9/11.
Right?
Yeah.
You don't think Elvis is dead.
He's obviously still alive.
You definitely don't think Tupac is dead.
Come on, him and Biggie.
No. Biggie's dead. Nobody's ever said that Biggie's not dead.
Everybody
knows Tupac's still alive. What's your favorite conspiracy? Is it that we didn't land on the moon?
Maybe gerrymandering. Or
that's a real conspiracy.
Or lobbyists. I don't know. Pick one of the ones that are actually
yes, I know. But do you believe we landed on the moon, or was it a soundstage?
It was a 100% a soundstage on the moon. No, we totally landed on the moon. We landed.
Prove it. How about that? Prove it.
No, but so Gorilla Rose is making a very good point, which is, but I also, my question to her was, are you directing that at us? Because I feel like that was a little directed that at us.
I can't tell. I think the very
do
fact
you
that
guys
you're
believe?
asking that question
Yeah.
thinks she is implying that we don't believe
Yeah.
it, right? And you know what, Gorilla Rose? Fuck you. How about that?
You know what? We're equal opportunity offenders here. And
Where do you stand on the JFK assassination? Actually, no joke.
I fully believe that it was just Lee Harvey Oswald.
Nate?
I don't know.
You know what one of the under the radar theories is that one of the Secret Service men, when he heard the first shot, panicked and accidentally discharged his weapon. And that's the magic bullet. Was actually, they covered up the fact that one of the Secret Service men actually shot like from behind. You know
So-
what? It's all fucking covered up, Nate. It's called a conspiracy.
So I heard, when I was in high school, there's for some reason there was a guy who was doing a book tour, gave a speech at our high school, and walked through. The way he did it was so awesome. He basically took every.
Was it Oliver Stone?
No, he basically was like, well, of course he was shot from over here, right?
Back and to the left.
Well, exactly, back and to the left. And he's like, of course, that's true, correct? And everyone was like, yeah, of course, he got shot. And then he basically
Broke down.
Yeah, he just totally.
This is in elementary school?
No, it was in high school. Don't be stupid. Right before our
Anyway,
milk break.
the film JFK is very entertaining. So
but-
Dana Boesday
Oh, Dana
said,
Boesday.
Thank you, Pete. Vaccines or no vaccines does not equate with kids being sick with colds or not related. Did you say something about that? You have no idea. Also, get the flu shot. It drives me nuts that people say I got the flu shot and I got the flu. Because she's like, really? Did you go to the doctor and get diagnosed with influenza? So she's saying that what people think of as the cold and as the actual flu are two different things. But also one of the big problems is people assume that the shot gave them the flu, when in reality they may have had the flu for a couple of days and hadn't got it yet. Like the symptoms actually show up a little bit later. So basically she's saying, fuck you, people who don't get vaccines and don't get the flu shot.
I think
and
the most
agree with her.
important thing here is the thank you, Pete.
You're probably right.
Yeah. So
It's one of the rare times.
I
somebody
don't think I
your
read the rest of the
contribution.
comment. I just
You're
put that in
such a
there.
narcissist.
Yep.
So back before that, we did our scheduling episode and how much of a pain in the ass having kids makes
On
the
your
logistics of your
on
life.
your life, yeah.
Dana Boesday once again said Pete for the win. Although
I
when I
mean,
say
who put these
FTW,
comments
I
in?
say fuck the world. Yeah, is this your alias? She says, I am a healthcare worker. I'm a physical therapist in a hospital. Working from home is not a thing, but I can make my schedule month to month. Oh, because we talked about that.
Yeah.
For example, my kids have the entire week of Thanksgiving off, but my teacher husband is only off Thursday, Friday. So I have to take the whole week off, no pay. Teachers aren't allowed to take personal days off around school holidays. So being married to a teacher has some perks and some drawbacks when it comes to scheduling.
It sounds like more drawbacks. I'm just going to put that out there than perks.
You know, maybe
So
reevaluate your marriage.
Maybe just do a little thinking. Just
Maybe
think,
he
just
should-
sort of
maybe he should
make
move
two
on.
columns, pros and cons, and just see where you net out.
But we respect teachers. Not so much physical therapists, but teachers 100%.
Oh my God,
They
teachers
do a lot for
are
us.
amazing.
Melissa Lombardi says the lice spray we talked about
Oh,
is called Fairy Tale Rosemary's Repel.
so this is important. So we were talking about scheduling. We ended up talking about lice, and this is real. This is a real thing. Everyone needs to get Fairy Tales Rosemary.
But that's
Repel.
something you have to spray like every day? I don't want
Yeah,
to do
so
that.
just be proactive. No, I think it's really a good hack. You just don't have to deal with
It's
lice.
not a
then.
hack. It's not really
You
a
don't
hack.
have to deal.
It's
It's
more. I need a
proactive.
hack for the hack. If I have to do that every fucking day and they don't even have lice,
It's not a big deal.
I need a
It's
hack
just
for
like-
the hack.
It's just
What's
like
the
you spray.
shortcut?
You spray and just make sure if you have long hair, you got to spray under the base of the neck.
No, you don't have to worry about that.
No, I don't.
You don't have long hair.
No, not up here.
My wife clipped the Hammer's mullet. He hasn't gotten a real haircut. He's got long hair. It's like
Right.
wispy but like
Right.
curly. And she clipped his
He's
mullet
17
a little
years old.
in his front, and he looked like, and then combed it, and he looks like a totally different person.
Yeah,
It looks like he's going to the fucking prom.
that's hot.
He was pretty hot. And then Melissa Lombardi with that, she says,
anyway.
"Woohoo! I'm finally up to date on your amazing podcast."
All right, so Melissa Lombardi is an absolute
you know what?
commentating.
She might as well be
monster.
Vince Lombardi to me.
You
the
too
best there ever was.
Can comment
Fuck you, Bill Belichick.
on YouTube. Thank you.
YouTube can comment on YouTube. Get it? I flipped it.
You really shit it all over that. You shit all over that. That's your
Look.
favorite comment, like phrase, isn't it?
Shit's all over.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll tell you what. Out of the two co-hosts we have, I shit all over you. And I'm not just talking literally.
That's like really probably the lamest thing you could have
No, then the lamest thing I could have come up with was neoprimogenitor.
Is it? You
Yeah.
be the judge. Let us know. Give us
I
ratings.
thought you were asking Nate, because Nate was definitely going to be on my side on that one. I'll tell you that much.
No.
Go give us ratings, comment on individual episodes on YouTube. Join us on Patreon if you
Come
like.
into the family. We
But
love it.
really, when we hit 200 ratings, I think we're going to do a full-on diagnosis. We're going to get into the JFK assassination.
Okay. Yeah.
Scene by scene of the Zapruder film, shot by shot.
And you're gonna be Jean Valjean from
Jean Valjean, I'm going to do line by line.
Right.
One day more, another day, another destiny.
How could he back
This
into the
never-ending
left?
road
back
to
into the left.
Calvary.
Yeah.
These men who seem to know my crime
Okay.
have surely come a second time. One day
Okay,
more.
thank you, everybody.
I
We're gonna go.
live
Thank you.
before
See you next time.
today.
Bye.
How can I live when we are parted?
We're out.
Tomorrow you. I don't know why you would still be watching This Isn't a Marvel Movie, no matter how much I look like Paul Rudd, which you can deny it all you want. It's there in the eyes, I think. I'm young looking like him. If you enjoyed the podcast, which you obviously did or you wouldn't be listening still, sign up on iTunes, Spotify, wherever you want to listen to. Comment here on YouTube, subscribe, hit that like button. We want to hear from you. Comments, questions, dirty jokes, money, all the money you can give us. We'd love it all. Catch you next time.